The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the August 26th, otherwise known as the Thirsty Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, hey, we've got you covered there too. Go ahead and send me an email like Ken did here. Send it to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thirsty Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the indices, with the exception of the semis, are trading lower right now. The Dow's off 67 points, 0.2%. Nearly 0.3 for the S&P at 11 points. The Nasdaq 100, 0.2 at 33. The Russell's up 0.5%. That's 11 points. The trannies are up 87. That's 0.6% to the downside. Gold is up $4. Silver is down 18 cents. Light sweet crude is off 15 pennies. Natural gas up 26 cents. Big move there. 30-year Treasury up by 1 tick. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, Ascendi's Farm up 27 bucks or 22%. Amazon 25 or 0.75%. Booking Holdings 21, 1%. Williams and Sonoma up nearly 11%, 18 bucks, and Snowflake up 17. To the downside, it's Burlington Stores. It's cold out there, off 10% or 33 buckaroonies. Mercado Libre 33 bucks, nearly 2%. Autodesk 28, 8 and change out there percentage-wise. MicroStrategy 25, that's over 3.5. Lumina is off 20, that's 4%. So we got movers and we've got shakers out there. But let's begin today by taking a look at our TAS market profiles. We begin by looking at the ES Mini. That's in the upper left-hand corner. What you're going to see is a brand new profile is attempting to form. Stevie says attempting to form because I'm using my advanced Doppler tool. So we won't have confirmation until this evening, but nonetheless, we use the information that is available to us at our fingertips right now. We use that unfair advantage here at TFNN. So this tells us that the pullback inside the ES Mini, the earliest that you could see some kind of change in trend would be a close below 44.52. Otherwise, that is where the dipsters are hiding out. Now, to a certain extent, they could be hiding between 44.52 and 44.67, which is this morning's low. But that 44.52, that's the real hideout level. You have resistance at 44.98. Now we know if price closes above that, that tells us about our move up to the 4,600 level. That's the A to B equals CD pattern. No new profiles in any of the other equity futures contracts out there. The Dow equity future contract is pulled back above the top of its weekly profile and is now testing the top of its daily profile. That's 35,215. Now, if the move to the upside is real, because it was a bearish structured Dow equity future contract profile that had formed, where price would find support on any pullback would be at 35,148. Not that it can't find support at 35,215. It absolutely can, as it did. But any further pullbacks out here, just so that I'm prepping you, if prices pulls back to 35,148 in the YM and it holds that, then the move lower was nothing more than just a little counter trend retracement and preparing for the Dow to get back to its all-time highs. If price gets below that, once you close below the center of a bearish structured profile, that would say you go down and test the bottom. That level would be 34,949. In the case of the Russell 2000, it's had a strong move over a 3-session period, got all the way up to the top of that bearish structured profile at 2252, or got close to it, very close to it. And now price is just consolidating with inside that resistance zone, 2223 to 2252. So how do we put all this together? Well, let's put it all together a couple different ways out here. One way is going to take a look at my other charts, my other equity futures charts. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and change screens as soon as I can get this set up here. Equity futures charts. Here we go. Got to grab the right thing. Now let's share the right screen. And I didn't talk about the NQ, and that was specific because I wanted to do that over here versus over there. So now we've got the NQ in the upper right-hand panel. In fact, I'll just simply expand this out. So that's the only chart that we're looking at. And what you'll notice, both the ES and the NQ each have Rhodes Momentum Indicator signals. Those are those black diagonal lines. Now, when you get a bearish reversal candle, which right now that's easy to do because yesterday was basically, it was a doji. There was a doji candle out there. So covering the body of that candle is a simple thing to do. What the NQ needs to do in order to signal that there's some kind of short-term top is now close below the oscillator and change line. That is currently printing at 15,312.65. 15,312.65. If there's a close below that, then that would be a signal that the NQ would likely pull back to test 15,141. 15,141 is the top of the daily profile. You may have noticed that when we were on the other set of charts out there. So that's the NQ. Right now, its signal, even though it's got a bearish engulfing candle, is really neutral to bullish. The ES Mini is trying to hold its oscillator and change line. The oscillator and change line is 44.83, and we're at 44.81. So if price closes above that, regardless of whether it generates a bearish reversal candle, same set of rules out there. You've got to close below a green oscillator and change line in order for a topping signal to gain any kind of traction. Otherwise, the signal is really neutral. Now, the last element of this whole piece of the pie out here, and let's go ahead and stop sharing this screen. Let's go back to the other set of charts out here, the E-signal charts. And then we go take a look at that spot volatility index as we finish off our review of the equity markets. What we can see here, big move higher in the spot volatility index may have been because of the carnage over in Afghanistan. I don't know what it was, but obviously things have pulled back. Got up to that 1911 area. The actual high was 1927 today. But the key level to be watching here is going to be 1775. That's the 50-day exponential moving average. Now, if price closes above 1775 and the ES remains above its oscillator and change line, which is kind of hard for me to technically see how that would happen, but it could. But if the ES Mini closes below the oscillator and change line and the spot volatility closes above the spot volatility index, that would say as long as its profile holds, odds favor price getting back and testing the 44.52 level out there. So that's what's really going on in the equity futures contracts. I can do well, we're about to go to a breakout here, so I won't do what I was going to do. Instead, when we come back from this breakout, let's go to our first question. This one coming in from Ken, and Ken wants to take a look at ticker symbol HYLN. So we're absolutely going to do that for Ken. Of course, I'd love to hear from you too. 877-927-6648.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So the ticker symbol is HYLM. That's Hyliion Holdings out here. We're looking, just simply Ken just wants us to look at it. And we can see that price is above the top of its daily profile. It's a bearish structured profile, nothing more bullish than a bearish structured profile. So that says price goes up to the next level, Ken, and that next level takes us to the weekly chart. And there we can see that price is running into resistance. That's at the bottom of its weekly profile. 934 is the number. Now, because that's a bullish structured profile and price got below it, a counter trend move would only take Hyliion Holdings up to the $10.12 level. If price closes above $10.12, then that tells you about a move to the $12.84 area. So that's the message of the market profiles. As we look at our white background charts out here on a daily time frame, I don't have a bottom signal. Doesn't mean that it didn't bottom. I just don't have a bottom signal. That signal I'd have to go take a look at is comparing the August 20th level to the May 13th area. That may have been a test and rejection of a swing point on lighter volume out there. But nonetheless, the weekly chart is really where you're at. This does have a TD9 count bottom. Price would need to close this week below 970. It's trading at 908. If it does that, then on a weekly basis, you'd have a TD9 count bottom. Again, the same rules. 1012 could be the counter trend rally. Above that, you get to 1284. So, Ken, thanks so much for writing in. Hope that helps you out with Hyliion Holdings out there. Let's go to John in Philly. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Steve, I'm doing very well, and you sound like you're back to 100%.
I wish that were the case, but definitely during this hour, I'm definitely back to 100% during this hour. So,
okay. Okay, very good. Well, step by step then.
Exactly.
Steve, I wanted to ask you, please, with assistance on the spot natural gas futures contract, and if it decisively makes new highs compared to the highs that were set back on August 5th or 6th, what higher targets your work would put forth. Just by way of background, I am long the October contract and the February, which is the winter contract. I've been trading, as you know, the natural gas bull market all year, frankly. And what was of interest, and Larry Pesavento was very clearly pointing this out back the last third of July and into the August 5th highs, The rally on the spot contract at that time reached and stalled exactly at a weekly chart ABCD target zone, which was 420-ish.
Okay.
And that also happened to be a weekly chart Fib 786 resistance mark. So we went to that level, and then we paused for a couple of weeks, pulled back nicely, and now we're surging again. And if we decisively clear this 420, and I'll just tell you, the contract we want to focus as far as the lead contract, that's October, as September is going into last trading day pretty soon in time. So if you could help me with that as background, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we have the October weekly chart up on our screen out here, since that was one of the levels that you had focused on, or one of the time frames that you had focused on. What we can see, in addition to the other topping signals that you mentioned, an A to B equals CD, when it actually topped, it was with a TD9 count as well. So that says that if price can close above that high, which is also the top of the profile, the weekly profile, John, that's $4.21. And price so far has tested and it has rejected that level. But on a weekly close above 421, then that signals a move higher. As far as the next level, I looked at monthly and quarterly profiles, and I don't have anything above this, so I can't use profiles as a target. Then as a target, as I look at this weekly chart out here, it would set up a gargantuan A to B equals CD pattern. Starting with the A point in the 260 or 255 type area, all the way up to 420, and then just a small pullback to 379. So I don't even know if you want me to put that number in there, because I'm not sure that that's really the number that you would be looking for. Instead, what I would think that I would do out here is, if price can get above that set of swing points, is take a look at a Fibonacci expansion. I can't believe I just deleted that, but I did. So to look at the Fibonacci expansion, this is the daily time frame. And again, we're still on the October contract. I'm not sure why I've got this hourglass. I know that from a technical standpoint, that's never a good thing, because it means I can't grab my tools out here. So what the heck is going on? Wow. Oh man. So let me go to game plan B here.
As you're doing that, Steve, just to put words to the thought that you embarked upon, Fib expansion levels, that would be the expansion based upon just this most recent pullback the past 3 weeks. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's how I would look at it. To try to come up with the next possible price target or resistance area out here, because I don't have. Well, I mean, let me put up this set of charts here. So let me get over to this. You could also say, and here's the problem with what it is I'm about to say, is that the only thing I have to go back to right now to look at, John, is that left-hand panel chart, the monthly, which you can see is a continuous contract. So I don't know whether to rely on that data or not. But certainly, if we go back into 2019, I'd probably have to go to the futures contract to see where it traded to. But this is suggesting, the 480-ish type level if price can get above I think it was 421. Was the number. But as we take a look at this entire set of charts out here, I suppose what I really want to point out to you is where are the topping signals? And on the continuous contract for the monthly, there's none. The weekly, we've already covered, the TD9, and you've covered that well with regard to an A to B equals CD. So we know if that gets taken out, that's a bullish sign. The daily also has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping signal. So if price takes out 421, that's bullish and no other topping signal. The 30 minutes only in bar number 7. The 60 minute is in bar number 8. So there's where your 60 minute and 30 minute charts, John, are the ones you'd look for because they could be identifying a short-term time frame tops just to prepare you for a potential retracement out there. But those are the only time frames that have any kind of topping signals out here. I would say, I don't know why this hasn't restarted here, but just simply on the weekly chart, the key level to watch is the high of the patterns that both you and I have out there, and that's going to be that high at 421. If price can close above that, that's a beautiful thing, and if not, we're probably just in a consolidation.
What I'd like to share with you in closing, yes. Steve, and thank you, by the way, for your thoughts. Here we are coming into Labor Day,
Yes.
And we have nat gas running to highs. And it is not on account of hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico that are cutting back supply.
Yes.
What I will share with you as we approach winter, and I'm just thinking out loud, getting myself prepared.
Yes.
The idea is if winter weather here in the continental United States is average cold or colder, the supply situation is such that an explosive move far exceeding the 2018 peak that was up at 490.
Yeah.
And then the 2014. Wait, the 490 was 2018, and it was 575.80 or so. I'd
love you to finish your thought. We're going to a break here real quickly, so if you'd be kind of just hold on and finish that thought as soon as we get back. We'll be right back, folks.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're on the line with John in Philly, and on the screen we've got the natural gas continuous contract on a monthly basis. And John was kind enough to share with us his thoughts with regard to natural gas, what it's doing, and perhaps where it's headed to. So, John, thanks so much for hanging on through the break out there. If you'd be kind enough to pick up on the conversation, that would be great.
Be happy to, Steve. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Very good. Just looking the supply-demand situation heading into winter, come November, December, January, February.
Yes.
given that setup, given the price pattern, I am mentally prepared for nat gas to conceivably surpass the 2008 peak at 490, the 2014 peak, I believe that was up near 570, depending upon the chart you're looking at, and I'm looking at Tiger TV and your charts, and I see 2014 was more like 650. The situation is such that the U.S. natural gas industry is not, I repeat, is not adequately storing up natural gas supplies produced and drilled out of the ground here in the summer in advance of the high demand winter heating season.
Okay.
And that is on account of export demand, both via pipe to Mexico and surging LNG exports, and supplies that haven't ramped up to match. So
Yes.
we're in a situation where things could get out of control to the upside if, in fact, there's colder than average winter temperatures. And the market can run in advance of cold weather just on aggressive speculative buying and utility buying in advance of the winter. So I just share that
Understood.
with you.
Yeah.
As you rightly point out, that October contract rallied just in the past 2 hours to test the early August highs and has stalled here just for the moment. But bigger picture, 490, 570, 650 are distinct possibilities given those things I just mentioned. So,
No, absolutely.
So thanks for your help, and
yeah.
we'll talk again.
You bet. Hey, John, thanks so much for calling in. Much appreciated and sharing that with us. And folks, I just switched the chart here with the black background for everybody to look at. This is the weekly time frame. This is the continuous contract as well. And so just to point out how much resistance is up in this area where price is trading, you can see also there's a descending trend line. So what we should be able to take from this is if we get a close above that 421 level, that price is very likely to then go target that next swing point. And that's where John is targeting. And that's at November 5th level. And that's up at the 380-ish range out there. You'd really want to go look at the December 2018 contract just to see what the actual value was. And if price can get above that, then you've got your next swing point. And that's where John was going back in the 2014 level out there. So the cool thing about this, that to those of you that might want to trade breakouts or what have you, this is right up at all kinds of resistance and topping patterns. And so if it can break it, then it should be able to make it up to those higher highs. We've got another caller on the line. I believe we've got Robert in Kansas. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I'm going to ask
perfect.
my question and take the response offline.
Sure.
And that is XOP. If you could look at XOP like on a daily and a weekly chart and let me know.
Yes.
I don't currently have a position, but I'm looking to make an entry to the long side. And
Okay.
I just want to get your analysis on that.
And your entry to the long side, is this for a longer term? Is this a trade? Is this any additional information?
Something like I'd consider, I'd hold it for at least a couple of weeks or more.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and give you the review on that. And Robert, thanks for calling and thanks for holding. And so let's get into XOP right now, folks. That is the S&P Oil and Gas Exploration ETF out there. And if you pay attention to the very left-hand chart, you will see that price is dealing with resistance, where the sellers are at. And that's at $80.19. So here's what we know, Robert. And that is a bearish structured profile. And price closed above it yesterday. If by any chance price closes back above it today, you'd have your two consecutive closes that just from a profile level standpoint would say, okay, time to come into this equity position because you are more of an intermediate term type trader, the weekly chart. And the weekly chart is above the top of its or is above the bottom of its weekly profile. So if the daily gives us a nice breakout or buy signal, that would then suggest based upon the weekly set of profiles, that price should make its way up to 90.20 and 92.65. When we look at the monthly time frame chart, we would say price would make its way up to 90.82 to 120. So now let's come back and take a look at XOP. Let's look at the daily time frame. And what we're looking for is to see, did this form some kind of a bottom that could have been bought? And it did. It created a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. That confirmation came in on August 23rd when price gapped up. So that's just a few days ago. And if Robert had bought in there at that close would have been 76.87. Price right now it's 79.45. Now, Robert, I'm not suggesting. So one possibility to enter was a breakout. Price is back below the top of the daily profile. So ideally, price will continue to retrace into the 76.79 to 77.70 area. And so that would be another area for you to take a buy. Why? Because on the daily time frame, you've got that Rhodes Momentum signal, and price would just be pulling back to test support. So that's what you would be looking for. On the weekly time frame chart, as we look for any kind of patterns or anything, I don't have one. But we do have price back inside that profile. Of course, we don't know where it will be come tomorrow, but right now it's up inside that profile level. 30-minute time frame chart, I don't really have anything out here. 65, not much. Let me make sure of that. No, it's got a TD9 count top. So there we go. So you've got your 65-minute TD9 count top, price within inside the profile. And this gives us a range of about 78.23 to 78.88. So back to the daily, 76.80 to 77.70. Those are your ranges to look for, but you do have an effective bottom, and a retracement into support would be your buy signal. So Bob, thanks so much for calling in. Or Robert, I'm sorry, it was Robert in Kansas. Thanks so much for calling in, and I hope that helps you out immensely. What do we want to look at next? I think there might have been a request. Was there a request inside the Tiger's Den? I'll look at it during the breakout there. So that'll just be in a short period of time. Let me check, see if anything's come in by email here. There is. So let's see here. This is Jeff who wants to take a look at the Canadian U.S. dollar September futures. So one of the things that I can do is first I want to go take a look at the actual currency pair. So I'm going to do that, and we'll switch chart panels out here. And in a moment, we're going to have all the currencies that make up the U.S. dollar index, with the U.S. Canadian dollar being the one that we're going to expand out and take a look at. And so right now, as we pull this back, you've got the U.S. Canadian dollar trading right up into a resistance zone. That's the oscillator and change line. So this is an area of resistance, Jeff. When we get back from this break, we'll look at it in further detail.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We'll come back to the Canadian-U.S. dollar here in a moment. We've got a caller on the line. We've got Tony. Tony, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Good. Terrific. And thank you for taking my call, Steve.
My pleasure. So tell us what you're looking at and how I can help you.
I think the SOX index is overbought. SOXX. I'm thinking of selling my position. What do you think?
I don't like that decision, and let me explain the reason why. So let's take a look at so I'm going to take a look at the actual semiconductor index, and that's where we'll make our decisions from. So here's what we know about it, and that's this. I don't know if you can watch us on Tiger TV out here, but if so, you should be able to see the semiconductor index chart, and on the date of August 19th, this formed a TD9 count bottom, and it did it right where price had broken out at 32.16. Then it took about 2.5 days, 3 days for price to get above this green line out there. Tony, I call that the oscillator. Oh, it's not up on the screen. Sorry, the guys can't see it. So let me get that going here. My apology. Now you've got the chart on the semiconductor index. So again, let me explain. You've got a TD9 count bottom is bar number 8 that formed that bottom on August 19th. So that was the first thing. Then the next area was what was price going to deal with as it got to resistance? Well, resistance was that green line, the oscillator and change line. When it's green and price is above it, that communicates to you and I that we have a rising price oscillator above zero. Those are bullish conditions, period, end of story. Doesn't mean that in the next 5 minutes things can't change, but Tony, I need to give you the answer to your question as of this very moment at 1:44 in the afternoon. And we can see that today's pullback or retracement was a test of that oscillator and change line. That is a bullish test. Not until price closes below that could or if we had a topping pattern, like we have the TD9 count bottom, if we had a topping pattern, I'd say, hey, Tony, fire away. We don't have that. So no topping signal. And this looks to me more like price is going to go target 34.09. And if price closes above that, then it's going to go target its all-time high. And then what you would do is you would wait for some type of topping pattern. Could be a TD9 count. It could be what I refer to as a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. Maybe it's an A to B equals CD. Maybe it's a test and rejection of a swing point. It could be any number of patterns that are out there, but there's not a pattern right now that says that you should take a short position, at least nothing that I see at the moment.
Thank you very much, Steve.
You're welcome. So just be patient out there.
Day.
Okay, and you do the same. That was Tony, and thanks so much for the call. Now let's go take a look at the Canadian dollar. Really, we were going to go. The question was about the futures contract. So what I did is, as soon as I can find where I did it, where did I do it? Oh, I changed that over to the SOX. So let me get up the Canadian dollar. Second time I've done this. Let me get up the Canadian dollar. This way we're going to take a look at the way that the person who wrote in is looking for, and that's a September contract. So let's put that up here, and we're going to go take a look at the daily profiles. So let me get back to the question here. And I know you've written in a chart, and you looks like and it's so just so you can't really see me. I'm reading this off of my phone, just so you know. So this is my trading computer, and very few things get access to the internet. Obviously, the applications do, but no way is email getting on this computer system out here. So it's sometimes when you send stuff in by phone, it's very hard for me to really make out the charts and so forth. Doesn't matter. But you said just entered long in the Canadian dollar September futures on a 15-minute butterfly. Okay, so you're showing me a 15-minute butterfly. Do your indicators agree, or is this trade about to fall below the 1.618 expansion? So I don't know the answer to that question out here, but now that I know your question specifically, I'm going to get back over to my other set of charts as well. And I just want to get something set up while we then talk about, because now you're looking at you used a 15-minute chart out there, right? You did. So let me get to 6C0921. Okay, so here's the first thing. Now I'm looking at the daily. You're using a 15-minute time frame chart, and you bought this. So what price did on a daily basis, on this is the futures contract for September, is price has bounced all the way up into resistance, and that is the bottom of its daily profile, and that's at 79 cents. The exact number is 0.79437. So that says kind of dangerous out here. If we take a look at the weekly chart, weekly is also running a resistance, and that's at 0.79046. And on a monthly profile, this shows that price is trading below. The month's not over, but it is soon. I believe that's Tuesday of next week. Price right now trading below the bottom of its daily profile, or it's a monthly profile, which is bullish in structure. So this says, oh man, we need to find some real good reasons to take the long position. So let's take a look at, you had mentioned a 15-minute chart out here, and I will provide you with the signals that I see on a 15-minute chart. And my signals say you can't touch this until you at least get first, we don't have a bottom signal. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, this suggests that you can't touch this to the long side until price closes above that oscillator and change line. Now, this is the 15-minute time frame chart. And you indicated that you have a Gartley or butterfly pattern. I would argue that you don't have a butterfly pattern. You may have the pattern, but what you don't have is a confirming signal. And for me, a confirming signal when a pattern completes, a Gartley butterfly is nothing more than a larger A to B equals CD, and you can see that here. What you need is a bullish reversal candle. Now, you may get that as we're on the air here. You may get that by 2 p.m. because it has the potential to form a three-river morning star. Now, that would then go ahead and confirm that pattern. But if we don't get that, and price needs to close probably at about the 79-cent level, no, 0.7. I don't know what it's too hard to figure out. 0.78935. That'd be my guess, is where it might have to close. But you really want to see a close above that oscillator and change line. That's using the 15-minute chart. Let's look at a 30-minute chart. What do we have out here? Well, you've got a TD9 count bottom, wave number 7, so it's got potential. Okay, so the daily and weekly, so this is real short term. Here, price has got to close above 79 in order to generate hey, we've got a further rally. No bottom on the 60, no bottom on the 120, no bottom on the 240, and you're right at support on the 5-hour chart. So I'm just going to say the chart pattern, the A to B equals CD, and the extension, I'm with you. But what I'd really like you to do is I'd really like to let you have the cavalry, that's the market, confirm that pattern for you. And the only way that gets confirmed is with some type of bullish reversal candle. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in, and best of luck to you on that trade. Do we have a caller? Victor Paramus called back. Just want you to look at Ride. Ride, Sally Ride. So we can do that for Victor. In Paramus, New Jersey, Ride is Lordstown Motors. Nice move today with volume, a gap to the upside into its profile. It's consolidated now between support and resistance, Victor. And that level is 631 to 706 out there. And there's nothing else to assist us here on the weekly chart. So let's go take a look at Ride, Sally Ride. And who wrote that song, folks? If we take a look at the weekly chart, even though it shows a TD9 count, ain't going to happen if it closes like this, because the close will be above the close of bar number 5. So you may not get a TD9 count out here, Victor. Let me take a look at the daily. And on the daily chart, as I populate this, you have a TD9 count. So prices run into resistance. We'll finish this off when we get back from this break forward.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So some of us believe it's Lou Reed and some believe it's Al Green. I grew up in Detroit, as most of you know, so I'm a big Motowner and had the privilege of going and seeing Al Green many times down at a theater down in downtown Detroit. And but I thought that he wrote that song, but there's others piping in saying it was actually Lou Reed. I love Lou Reed's work, actually. So either way, in any event, that's not what Victor was interested in. Victor was interested perhaps in getting a long position in RIDE, R-I-D-E, and I'd say then now is the time. And the reason why I would say now is the time is price has made its way up into a bullish structured profile, and you're trading towards the bottom of that profile, which is at about, well, let's look on my other chart out here. It's easier to read. That is at 631. You're at 641. And the reason why I would say that now could be a time for you to enter or take a position is because on the 30-minute time frame, price is pulled back and it's tested support. It's also holding a key level of support. Same thing that we looked at on that daily time frame out there. So ride is giving you the bottom. Now it's just a matter of trying to find the entry point. This would be one, so don't do the full position. You do have that wide gap that is out there. Maybe this forms a TD9 count pattern on a 30-minute chart, and that would be the signal. But I'd have to say right now, with it's trading above the top or the bottom of that bullish structured profile, Victor, now would be the time to do that. So, folks, I think we've gotten through all of the questions out there. That's a beautiful thing. I'll quickly look at the market update chart, see what we see out here. Not a lot has changed since we were on the air. Remember to watch those oscillator and change line levels inside the ES Mini and the NQ, because even if they form bearish reversal candles today, price must close below those levels. And if you're an aggressive trader, then watch the spot volatility index. If it closes above the 50-day exponential moving average, that currently is printing at 1776. Well, then that would say, hey, maybe you can take a short ride on the ES Mini as it gets down to test its daily profile, which right now is actually vanished. Hey, folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. I'll be back with you on Fantastic Friday. Have a terrific Thursday, folks.